ואלה המשפטים אשר תשים לפניהם, says Rashi, אלה המשפטים, כל מקום שנאמר, אלה פסל את הראשונים. Anytime the Torah says, this is the משפטים. What does it mean? This is what happened until now. This is the משפטים. Past that, it's no משפטים. What do we have done before? לא משפטים. So says Rashi, if you pay attention, here the Torah didn't say אלה המשפטים. Here the Torah said, ואלה המשפטים. And those are the laws. What does it mean? Says Rashi, ואלה מוסיף על הראשונים. מה הראשונים? מסיני. Previous parasha, what did we receive? Previous parasha? The Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments were written by Moshe or given by God? So it says the first laws that we had in the previous parasha were given by God. Yes. So too ve'ele hamishpatim also were given by God. The laws that we are going to have in the future are also coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So people should not say, hey, 10 commandments God gave. Everything else Moshe Rabbeinu pridumo. Rabbi, it's everything business. Everything, huh? Yeah. You know what's the funny part, Bechor? That in the 10 commandments that they say God gave and we have to follow, it says keep Shabbat. It says do not mention my name in vain. Means you have to learn the laws of brachot. So if you say that 10 commandments God gave, do you follow them? I only keep the 10 commandments. Do you keep Shabbat? No. How do you follow 10 commandments? Right away, Upal. Do you know the laws of brachot? No. Right away, Upal. Your mother lights Shabbat candles? Of course. What did she do? First she light and then she says bracha? Or first she says bracha, then she lights? She first lights and then she says bracha. Bracha lebatala. You violated the 10 commandments. Third violation. You have to do tshuva. Teach the ladies. First you have to say bracha, then you're supposed to light. Do you first say bracha, then you wear tefillin, or you first wear tefillin and then you say bracha laniach tefillin? What do? Imagine you're coming to Kaneso Bechor, you see one guy, Devona, all his life come Kaneso, wears the tefillin, everything. Then he says, Baruch atah Hashem laniach tefillin. What are you going to call this guy? Shem ben Hamon, nachon? You told him, listen, the other way around, he still does Pradalzait Tzvayim Ashibki. So that's a person have to know that all the brachot, you have to first the bracha, then do the mitzvah. If you do the other way around, make bracha lebatala. Where is it written you're not allowed to make bracha lebatala? In the 10 commandments. So a person says, Rabbi, I only keep the 10 commandments. Ask him, do you keep the laws of brachot? Do you know them even? What to keep? Do you keep Shabbat? Do you even know how to keep Shabbat? Did you learn the laws of kneading, the laws of cooking, the laws of borer, the laws of... Do you know those muktzah? Do you know these things, Rabshi? How do you keep Shabbat? Hi, Yitzchak, you know the example I gave them last time? A person claims that he's a doctor. He put a white gown and he goes to his office all day, sits like this, thinking he's a doctor. You ask him, listen, did you go to medical school? He says, what does it matter? I have a white gown sitting in the office. I'm a medical guy. It's like a guy comes to the Knesset. He says, I keep Shabbat. Why keep Shabbat? I put my gown, I put my suit. I call it Kaneso. I sit over there the whole Shabbat. I keep the Shabbat. If you're going to tell him, did you learn the laws of Shabbat? He says, what is, I have my suit. I'm in my office. I'm in the Kaneso. So you're not going to go to such a doctor, right? Because you've never been in a medical school. He cannot claim himself as a doctor. So how can a person that didn't learn the laws of Shabbat, putting a suit, comes to the office, and thinking I'm keeping Shabbat? He's dreaming that he's a doctor, and he's dreaming that he's keeping Shabbat. That's why you have to learn the laws of Shabbat in order to claim yourself Shomer Shabbat.
In the Mishpatim, yes, they learn over the Gemara, they're saying that the son cannot do surgery for his father.
Amen.
And they take it the blood.
Amen. Not allowed to, yeah.
We need to learn this.
Yeah.
There's many things over there.
Person is not allowed to cause bleeding to his parents.
What if there's no doctors?
Unless there is no good doctor as his son. One of my students is a dentist. His mother comes to him. He says she doesn't trust anybody besides her son. Can she go to him or no? I said, is it because of financial reasons? That to that son she's not going to pay, and to the other doctor she will pay? He says, no, not because of that. It's because her son does a better job than other people for her. In her eyes, part of healing process, it's the trust of the patient to the doctor. That's part of it. It's a mental thing.
Financial?
It's not because of financial is not a factor.
Yes.
Yeah, in this is not considered to be a factor. The fact that she trusts her son more than others, there is more room to be lenient. Why? It's considered to be as there is nobody else.
So if it was financial, it would not be lenient.
Right. Bottom line, no. It's debatable, but I'm just telling you the
You
bottom
want to
line.
check their sugar. So can I put the thing to bleed? Or
No, not
So
allowed
what
to.
choice? Should I give it to them to do it themselves?
Exactly.
Okay, so
Give it to them, they'll
So
poke
you
themselves.
poke yourself and then I'll check it.
Very good. So says Rashi,
Отец сыну может сделать?
yes. למה נסמכה פרשת הדינים לפרשת המזבח? לומר לך שתשים סנהדרין אצל המזבח. If you remember previous parasha, the Torah says that the Dayanim, here it talks about the Dayanim, here it's talking about the Mizbeach. The Mizbeach have to be a ramp, no stairs. Why not, Bechor?
Because then you see the ankles.
Very good. So not to show the nakedness.
Первое, а второе, сделали так, если остановишься, пойдешь назад.
Very good. You have to always
Также Тора
climb up.
всегда наперед.
Very good. So we're speaking about the Mizbeach, right? Right after that, it talks about the laws of the Dayanim. So it says Rashi, why the Torah put it next to each other?
What is Dayanim?
Dayan, Sudya. Why the Torah put next to each other? It says to teach you that next to the Mizbeach, you need to have a room for Dayanim. That's called Lishkat Gazit. Over there, the Sanhedrin Gedolah used to sit over there. They bought the real estate of the Bet HaMikdash. They didn't have to pay rent. They were using that premises without paying rent. Кто это им сказал? Bet HaMikdash, you're sitting Dayanim over there, judging cases over there. The most important court in the Jewish system was right next to the Mizbech in Bet HaMikdash. Now, where we get that concept from? From the fact that the Torah put that Mizbech structure. Right next to that, the Torah says the laws of Dayanim, the laws of judges. And the most important judges' court system was over there. How many judges were over there? 71. You cannot have an even bet din. And bet din shaveh. If you would have a 72, then you cannot make a verdict. Because maybe it's going to be 36 and 36. You're going to be stuck. That's, you need to have a even odd number bet din.
Сколько у нас сегодня есть таких?
Today we don't have Sanhedrin, Bechor.
Why?
Because we didn't agree on it. If all the rabbis would agree on it, we can do it.
Really?
Yes,
Even though no Beit HaMikdash?
yes. But you know, they came to Rabbi Vadia Yosef when he was alive. Said, Rabbi John, we want to make Sanhedrin again. What do you say? So, Pajausta, no problem. I'm in.
He's smarter than them.
No, I'm in. No problem. Write me down. Question. Which Shulchan Aruch we're going to follow? So the Ashkenazim came to him. He says, Rama, Ashkenazim. He says, we are in Eretz Israel. We have to follow Shulchan Aruch, Bet Yosef. He said, no, forget about it. We don't need Sanhedrin.
Почему они такие?
They're attached to their minhagim. Their minhagim Ashkenazim. They want to follow the Ashkenazim minhagim. So Rabbi Yosef said, Yalla, pa'echeli. Let's go next.
Rabbi, you allowed to wash your father or mother?
Yes, wash, yes. But you're not allowed to look at her father private and mother private area.
But how are you gonna if you need to wash?
Don't look. Don't look.
You just wash like this.
Wash, yeah. Not supposed to look. Also, when you go to mikveh, Bechor, when you go with your son to mikveh, you're supposed to make sure that your son does not look at your private area. Mikveh, pool, all these type of places. Because Chas v'Shalom says the Shulchan Aruch, if he's going to look over there, say, that's where I came to the world from. And that's how Abba did me from there. Nidabo shtom nipadumo. This type of thoughts, says the halacha, your son may not, asu, to go together with you to the mikveh, to all these type of places, if your private area will be exposed. So what do you do, Bechor, when you go to the mikveh? You go with underwear. If you go with plavki, just take underwear. Don't take the snorkel and just the underwear is enough. This way you cover your private area and that's it. You go inside to the mikveh. Men allowed to dip in the mikveh with their underwear. Yeah. Just make sure it's gonna get loose in the water. When you're in the water, loosen it up so the water is gonna go beneath, underneath that. That's it.
So what the sun says, I mean, that's how it is. That's
Not
fact.
allowed to. Cannot cause hirurim ra'im to other people. Why lady cannot go outside not sanua? Because other men are gonna look at her. And it's gonna cause hirurim ra'im.
But
Gonna
not to the son.
cause bad
Son
thoughts.
said, "Okay, that's how where I came from." Okay, so
Not allowed to. Then he's thinking about what he did with my mother.
Oh,
And this action is not supposed to cross the person's mind. Okay, next. אשר תשים לפניהם, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, לא תעלה על דעתך, אשנה להם פרק להלכה ב' פעמים, ג' פעמים, עד שידעו על בוריים, ותהיה סדורה בפניהם כמשנה. ואיני מטריח עצמי להבינם טעמי הדבר ופירושו. Says, those are the laws you have to place Moshe in front of them. Why the Torah say in front of them? Ari, the Torah could have said, those are the laws, teach them. Why place it in front of them? It says some people are quick. You told them one time, boom, he got it. Some people devil, you have to tell them 5 times until he gets it. So he says Moshe could have said, listen, I'm going to come. Я свой урок сказал. I said my whatever I have to say. They understood and understand. Olad ba'amo. What do I care? I did my job. I said, no, Jonam, you didn't do your job. Until the student that is not going to understand you to the last point, you have to place it in front of him. Not you're supposed to preach it. You're not supposed to say it. You're supposed to place it. Asher tasim lifnehem. You have to go to the level of every single Yehudi. Some Yehudim are quick. Some Yehudim are not so quick. Some Yehudim are going to have tum'ah. Torah doesn't go in. You know, Bechor, one time I was in the yeshiva. I tried to speak. They gave me a microphone.
It's the Klippas.
You look at the people.
Devo.
Mamash devo. Some people are listening. Some people. Not complicated things. You know, stories, some gilgulim, tikkunim, something interesting. Aboli tarbuz over no, doesn't go. Right away you can tell who over here eats kosher, who over here wise go to mikveh. Right away you can tell that. Because Torah is not like math, science, you know. Torah is spiritual. It doesn't go into every person's ears, doesn't sit in any person's heart. If a person is tamei, it's very hard for the Torah to go inside. That's why when a person wants to, that's why Bechor, you stuff it in, huh? Pushing it inside. So that's why a person that he wants to become more and more with Torah, he has to stay and keep himself more and more holy. The food that he eats has to be 100% kasher, not maybe so, maybe not so. It has to be 100% bracha. It has to be 100% bracha afterwards. You understand?
I went yesterday, a big schut, Rabbi.
Yeah?
I go, I check the thing, noodles, all the noodles over there, supermarket, not Kimach Yashan.
Why?
I put them I put it back, and another guy with the big hat, he take it. I was like, oh, this is not Kimach Yashan. I don't want to say nothing to him. I put it back. He was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. This is this. No, I said, check. Yashan.
Yeah, you have the
He doesn't have the
application.
Smartphone. He has a flip phone.
phone.
From Bachur Yeshiva. Yeah, he knows you. I say, you're my rabbi. Yeah.
So you put it back also?
So he has to put it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he put it back.
So I said that's Rabotai, very important with the children. Bechor. Sometimes you tell your child a certain thing. Paslusha, ni paslusha. I don't care. Listen, not listen. I told him. Gunash ba'amo. No, Johnny Khalfesh. Your job as a teacher, your job as a father, your job as a leader. Always you have to bring it down with stories, with different mashal, with different ways, to make sure that the child, make sure that every person around you on the table understood it. There was one time a person came to me Shabbat, Bechor. Chalel Shabbat, his wife doesn't go mikveh, unfortunately. Svetsky, as they say. Come to me. Now, my wife says, what? On my table, always divrei Torah. There's no, Putin, Shmutin, Potram, Shmutin. There's no such a thing in my table. I hate it. I tell them, don't talk these things. Always divrei Torah. Now my wife said, listen, this Surat Prijot, what are you going to talk about? He doesn't connect to divrei Torah. I said, don't worry, I'm going to give him a case on Pajot. He comes, sitting at the table now, everybody waiting, my children, my mom, waiting. What is he going to say that is going to interest him? I told him, you know what happened to us this week in Kaneso? Huh? Oh, Kaneso, don't tell me Kaneso. Listen, something interesting. Huh? There is one bar mitzvah boy came. The rabbi checked, he didn't do Brit Milah. Now, can you do bar mitzvah? The guy didn't have Brit Milah. Wow, Bimit, what's the law? What's the law regarding that? There was no such a thing. There was no such a case. I just made up a case for him right now. He's like, wow, Bimit, what's the law? And once you got that interest, Pashol, Halachot, Shabbat, Kashrut, Kitzvot, everything goes in. Well, you just open the door. Just the interest was there, everything goes in. Everything goes in. Just you need that grab, that pull, something, wow, Bimit, listen. I said, how is he going to wear tefillin? Tefillin is a sign that you're Jewish. But when he was born, he doesn't have a sign. He didn't have a Brit Milah. Now, bar mitzvah, he knows bar mitzvah. Brit Milah, he also knows. Those things that are interesting to them.
Tefillin,
Nowadays, how are you going to wear tefillin? He doesn't have the Brit Milah. Chodil it. I took him 2 hours ride, He said, Rabbi, what's the law? Allowed or not allowed? I said, then it's allowed. Why is this allowed? Then I explained to him another 2 hours why it's also allowed like this. So you see, like this, Rabotai, in our table, many times you go to Yeshua, you go to Bar Mitzvah, you go to all these type of occasions, and there is surat around you. What are you going to talk about? You're going to talk something to him. Pick up some information that is going to wow about. And once you grab that, Tasim Lifneim, everything is going to go inside, and you're going to be able to bring the Torah that is very complicated details to a very low level to him, that even such a person will be Lifneim, will be in front of him. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanan HaMelech Omer. שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה וידיר. יתגדל ויתקדש ותרבה, ועל תברא קירותך וימליך מלכותך וישמח ולקרב ויקרב ושכם. ויום יום בגלה ובזמן קריב, אמן.